Welcome to In-Field Observations. I have the wonderful pleasure today to be in a beautiful soybean field. It is green, it is lush, and honest to goodness, you can almost hear the beans growing because the weather is so conducive for them. And hopefully you're a producer that has a very similar field. Now, we want to continue to have these beans thriving and doing so well because they look so great. But we kind of have a silent disease that likes to jump in every now and then, and it's white mold. White mold is a disease that's going to cause infection when the plants are flowering, but we really don't see the impacts of it until later on in the season. So today I want to look at the three main risk factors to determine if your field is at risk for white mold. And risk factor number one is, do you have a history of white mold in your field? If you do, that means you have the overwintering structure or the sclerotia present in your field. Now remember, the sclerotia look like little mouse droppings, which you can see in this picture here, that are able to overwinter very well in our soils. And once environmental conditions are conducive, it produces that mushroom or apothecia and then produces the spores that then infect through the flowers. Risk factor number two, are you a dryland producer or are you an irrigated producer? If you're an irrigated producer, you're at higher risk because we're watering consistently. We're creating a humid environment which allows an opportunity for those apothecia or mushrooms to develop. And risk factor number three is, what is the row spacing that you have? Narrower the rows, drilled 15-inch beans are going to be at higher risk because we're getting canopy closure, we're getting high humidity within that canopy, which allows an opportunity once again for those apothecia to develop. Now, if you're able to check your box for all three of those for your fields, what can I do? There are fungicides that are labeled that we can spray to protect our flowers, and we're going to target that application at R2 to R3, so our beans are majority at full flower. We're going to protect those blossoms as best as we possibly can. Now keep in mind, we can still have some infections later on, but typically the yield impact isn't as great. So we want to be looking at those beans, growth staging them, and knowing when we need to optimally make that fungicide application to protect those plants. We do that, I bet you'll still have a great, beautiful green soybean field and great yields to go with it.